Okay, so in a study class, what we did, we learned how to install VirtualBox and on computer, and how we can set up a virtual machine top of the VirtualBox, right? And
Right.
we learned how to install a Linux operating system on VirtualBox, right? So I hope everyone have a clear view how you can do the installation. That was the basic installation. Advanced installation will cover in next class, or maybe after that when you will have some basic knowledge about the Linux. Then you will understand about the detail or advanced mode of installation. All right. So let's understand till now what we done. We have created one operating system on our VirtualBox. So let's understand how we can access our virtual machine on my system, means how we can operate it. So as we have installed the graphical mode of installation, so you will get a graphical mode of Linux, right? So you will get this prompt when you will do the installation. So yeah, definitely your username will be different as per your input. So I have created one user during the installation, that is nscloud, right? So I'm just going to log in. So this is my first page. So if you want to not able to see, if you're not able to see your username here, right? Means you have not created any user, right, during the installation. So you will get a root user. So if you will create a root, means if you will create any user, you will see user list here. If you will not, then you will have a default user called root, right? So you will not see root name here, right, like this nscloud. So if you want to log in with root, you have to click on not listed. So once you will click on not listed, you will get this prompt, username and password. So you can type your username here, root, and then your password, and you can log in, right? So this is in that case when you will have not created any user on the system. But if you have created your user on the system, you can log in with your user. So let me just next, next, and then skip. So you will get this prompt when you will log in with any user on graphical mode for the very first time. Understand? Then only you will get these options. Okay. Cancel, cancel. Okay. So this is your basically first look of Red Hat Enterprise Linux, right? So let's just walk through the system and understand the functionality of Red Hat system on inside the desktop mode. So currently we have right desktop mode enabled. So that's why we are getting desktop. But when you will go in real environment, 99% people will not use desktop mode. Only 1 to 2% people use desktop mode on the server. So why we install? So that you can understand it. Okay. So when you will log in, you will see here one option called activities. So once you will click on activities, you will find options just like a browser, file system, software, help, and terminal. And in the last, you have these options. Here you can see your all installation inside system which is available. So browser means if you want to run internet, you can access this definitely. Firefox by default is available, right? And next, if you want to explore the file system, right, just like in Windows you have C drive, D drive, E drive, in Linux you will have a file system, right? So inside Linux you will not call drives, right? You will call a file system. Understand? Just like in Windows, you normally communicate with each other, right? Hey, save file in D drive, save file in C drive, F drive. So inside Linux, you don't have that drives. What you will have a file system, right? So once you will access a file system, you will land up inside your home directory. So by default, your desktop is there, document is there, downloads is there, public, picture, music, videos, and template. So this is a home folder of your operating system, right? So just like this one, if you will create anything here on any document or anything, you will see inside the document here, right here, new folder. See, A, B, C created. So once you created here, you will see inside your desktop too. Okay. Next, the terminal. So terminal is the feature where you will work all the times, right? Just like if you want to create any folder, if you want to perform anything, if you want to uh, edit any files, everything you have to do from terminal, right? And you can also do from graphically, just like if you want to create any file, you can do also. Just like here, we don't have any file options, right? So what you have to do, you have to open here and you have to type notepad or notes here, text editor. So inside this text editor, you will able to open any file or anything. Just like if you want to create a new file, you can create it. And then once you will save it, you will get an option where you want to save this file, file one, right? Let's suppose I'm just going to save it inside the document and then save. So this file will be saved inside the document. So this is a graphical way of handling any file. As you are doing in the Windows, you can also do in the Linux, the graphical work and the graphical things. Okay. Next, you have text editor, and here inside option you have a settings. When you will go in the setting, see your Wi-Fi setting is there. If you have connected with Wi-Fi, you will see your adapter and everything here. Bluetooth you have connected, you will see Bluetooth option. Background, if you want to change the background, you can change from here, and if you want to add, you can do that too. Notifications, you can turn off the pop-ups and notification from here, right? Search, if you want to search anything, you can search here, right? Just like in search box, everything is on, right? So if you will turn off, it will not search in that. If you just like on means when you will type any query to search anything, it will search inside all these options, right? Region and language, you can select region and language from here and modify accordingly. Universal access, again you can change your font size, color size, all these things you can change from the universal access. Online accounts means you have a Google account or Nextcloud, Microsoft, Flickr, Pocket. If you have, you can create account and add here, right? Inside the privacy, right, you have lock screen, location services, uses and history, purge, trash, and temporary files. It means if you will turn it on, when you will have any file and history files inside the temporary folder, it will be deleted. So just like in Windows, right, when you delete any file, where it will go? It will go in where? Recycle bin, right?
Recycle.
All right. So in Linux, you don't have a recycle bin. You have a trash, right? So when you will delete anything, it will go in the trash folder. Okay. For each user, you will have separate trash folder. Sharing, right? Let's suppose if you want to share anything, your local host or anything, you can also sharing here. And if you want to configure a remote login, you can configure the remote login also, just like SSH and all through. While remote login is enabled, remote user can connect using the secure shell command. If you will turn it on, no one will able to log in this on this server, right? Sound setting is there. If you have a multiple just like a devices and sound setting connected, you can choose or you can define from here. Power options is there, means if your server is running on battery, it is showing the status. Your screen, just like if you are running on the battery, when your server will go in a power saving mode. So after 5 minutes, if I will leave left this server for 5 minutes, it will go in power saving mode, right? Automatically suspend. So suspend and power buttons. So when you have a, just like on power, it will automatically suspend once you will connect it, right? Network. So this is the network configuration which you have to learn about it. So if you want to change the IP, so currently you can say you have a IP address connected on the server. So in top of here option, you are able to see one LAN card options, right? LAN option is there. So you can simply see that, right? You can simply change that setting from here also in the network. In network, we have a wired, VPN, and proxy. So in VPN, we don't have anything, but wired is connected. Wired means, you know, the internet. As you are using the Wi-Fi in mobile, right? When you connect your Wi-Fi from your mobile, you see the Wi-Fi connection, right? So it's connected to the wired connection, not from the Wi-Fi. Maybe your laptop is connected with the Wi-Fi, but this system is connected with your local system, means your physical system. This is the virtual system, right? This virtual system is connected with your physical system in bridge adapter. Remember, when we was creating a operating system, we selected network configuration as a bridge adapter, right? So bridge adapter is nothing but it will create a communication between the same network which is coming from the router. Okay, so let's suppose if you want to disconnect from the network, you can just turn it off. So your network will be disconnected. Now you are not on the network, means no one can access your server from the network. And now if you want to enable it, you have to click on enable again. So once you will enable, your server will be connected here. See here, wired connection. Here, wired setting. So once you will open this one, you will go inside the setting. All right. Yeah. So this one, inside this you will go, right? When you will click on here wired connection, you will land off here, right? So inside this, see in detail, you have your IP address, means your system IP address is 192.168.1.10. So remember, you have to remember this IP because you will access this server from this IP from anywhere in the network. Means just like if you have a multiple computer or multiple location and everyone is connected with the same Wi-Fi, you can access this server by this IP. Okay. Identity. Again, what will be your LAN card name? So by default, LAN card name will pick. You don't have to do anything. IP version 4. So in IP version 4, there are two methods. One is automatically and second one is manual. So by default, you will get automatic, means you are getting IP from network, means whatever IP is getting released from your modem, you will get automatically on this system, means this one. And if it is required to do a manual IP address, you have to select on manual and then you have to type your IP, just 192.168.1.10. So this was the IP. If you want to change it, you can also change that, like 12 you can give or 200 you can give, right? So let's suppose I'm just giving 200, right? So it will connect, but it should be in the same range of the IP address. Same range of the IP address means whatever IP is given here, these three dots will be same. The last one will be difference. So I will share you some networking related videos, right? You just watch it so that you can understand what is the IP and what is the networking thing, right? What class is there. So this is C class IP. Okay. So rest everything you will use the same. You will use the default route table, this one and this one. So let's go and give the manual IP network 255.255.255.0. This is subnet mask. So it's a C class IP. So for C class IP, subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. This will be only subnet mask. And gateway, we have 192.168.1.1. So 1.1 means your modem address, right? You have already connected with Wi-Fi. So that Wi-Fi modem address is 192.168.1.1, which you see here, right? Here in detail, see, this is the IP, default route. This is your modem address, and this is your DNS. So in DNS means the IP, if you will not have a DNS, you will not able to run internet on your system, right? So make sure you do that too. So in our case, 192.168.1.1. The same modem address will be the DNS address also. So let's apply and just turn off and turn on again. Now you will see the IP address of server is right, this one 200 now, right? So this will be your system address. So IP address is nothing but it's your physical address, means your actual address from which you will be identify your computer, right? Just like if we talk about general way, we everyone will have a address, right? We also have a address. So if anyone asks what is your address, you will tell the particular address for your house, right? So you can understand this. This is a computer address. IP address is the address for the computer through which they communicate over the network. Understand? So next option is here. Yeah, this one. So this icon, you understand, this is a sound icon, and after that you will get a option for shutdown here. The wired connection, your battery status, your username. If you want to log out from username, you can use this one, right? Log out. And if you want to do any account setting, you can click in the account, and you can again here from here you can manage your users and you can create new users. Let's suppose here, if you here by default you have one user, and if you want to create a new user, you can give your name, any name, just like Mike, and then password, any password which you want, you can say RedHat, confirm password, RedHat, and then what option is there? And if you want to make it administrator, you can create administrator. If you want to create normal user, you can create normal user. So enterprise login means it is saying if you want to right, if you have any enterprise login and domain, you can join your domain from here and you can add your computer. So okay, any other option is there? Mike.
I think there is no save button.
This add button should be enabled actually. Yeah, now it is enabled. So it's I have not done anything, automatically it's enabled after some time. Maybe it's trying to refresh, right? So now this user is created. So one user is Mike and one user is nscloud. So you can, all right, if you want to enable for automatic login and all, you can define here, right? And if you want to make it administrator, you can make it administrator. So from graphical mode. But believe me, no one use graphical mode. Understand? In Linux, no one used graphical mode. I'm just telling you so that you can just be a familiar about the graphical mode. Okay. So this is all about the graphical environment. Okay. So now let's try to access our server. Utility option is also there. See, in utility, you have advanced network configuration, archival, disk uses, disk thing, just like you can see how much hard disk is there. You can manage from here. You can delete, you can erase, swap partition, disk, all these things you can manage from the disk utility. So everything which you can do on a command line, you can also do on the graphical mode. But I told you, no one do in a graphical mode. No one work in the graphical mode, right? Because why? You can ask why? Why no one use the graphical mode? Because Red Hat is meant for the server environment, not the user environment. But when you will talk and when you will discuss about the server, right? So server means server should be light, right? It should be lightweighted. If you will install graphical mode, they have to install so many packages. So if you have remember, when we was doing installation of graphical mode, it was installed almost 1400 packages, right? It install. But let's see when you install the command line tomorrow, right? Next day, when you will install the command line, see how many package it will install. It will install very less package, all right? So it will install only those required packages which is actually required to run the operating system. Understand?
Okay, right.
Okay. So now let's access this server. So how you will access and how you will work, right? So let's try to access this server from command prompt. So how you will access? If you have a graphical, you can physically log in. So let's understand first why we use a command line. Graphical modes, there is a condition in the graphical mode, right? Everyone not cannot connect on the graphical mode directly, right? The feature of Red Hat is multi-user, multi-purpose, right? It's a multitasking server.
Right.
At the same time, n number of users can connect on the server and they can work simultaneously, right? But if you will work on a graphical mode, how many user can log in? Only one user can log in on the graphical mode, right?
Right.
Because one monitor will be connected on the same server. You cannot have multiple monitors. Yes, you can have multiple monitor connected with the splitter, but still you will get one keyboard, one mouse, right? One device connected on the server. So you will not able to access graphical mode with multiple user, right? This is one factor. Second factor is you will not have server in a common place. Server always will be stored or created in the server room, right? And if you know, server room is normally in very less temperature. You cannot stay in the server room for even 5 minutes also. Understand? Just like if you go on the server room, and I don't know you have seen server room or not. Let me just show you on Google here, right? Server rooms. See, you are able to see the server rooms images. Let me show the images. All this is the server rooms, all right? It's called data centers. So do you think inside the server room, you are able to see the monitors? See on this image, you have only one monitor. See,
Yeah.
to manage n number of server, you have only one monitor there, right? There is no monitor in the servers. See, able to see any monitor in the server? No, right? In server room, you will not see one monitor. Only some monitor, physical monitor will be there, which you connect according to your requirement. Like just like in some scenario, it is mandatory to take your system on remote, or it is mandatory to take your system on display mode, right? Then you will connect a temporary monitor with your server and you will see the what is going on the server if it is not accessible from the network, right? And normally you will not have access to the server room too, right? Just like if I talk about me, I'm working from same company last 3 years, but I never get access to the server room. I never went inside that. Every time I work from outside because it was not required. It was not required. Yeah, definitely when it will required, maybe they will allow, but it's not required to go, right? So you will not get the terminal, but you have to work on the server. You have to work on the server. Then what you will do, you will simply just connect your server through terminal. Connect your server through terminal. Then only you will able to your just like access your server. Understand? So let's connect this server from remote. So how we can connect our server from remote? So one, you can connect your server physically and access the terminal. And now this can be only possible when you have a graphical mode or you have a console access. So this is called a console access. Okay. Now let's connect this server from remote. So let's understand how we can connect our server from the remote. So how you can connect? To connect your server, you will require some software, right? Some, SSH software. So inside the Red Hat, just like in Windows, you have a RDP connection, remote desktop connection, means you can access any server from the network through remote desktop connection, right? But in Linux, if you want to connect any server from remote, you will have to connect with SSH, right? SSH is the protocol, secure shell. SSH means secure shell. So this is the protocol which you can use to connect your server. So let's understand how we can connect our server through SSH. So for that, you will require the SSH client. So how you will access your SSH client? Let me just stop sharing and share again your server. Okay, so I'm just sharing again. Okay, so okay, so I have access. So what you will do, you will require a SSH client. So how you can get SSH client in Linux, right? In Linux, by default, you will have a terminal. So that terminal is a SSH client, right? In MacBook, you will also have a terminal, right? But if you have a Windows system, right, then you will have to use SSH client. So one of the very famous SSH client is Putty, right? So what you have to do, you have to go on Google and you have to type PUTTY Putty downloads, right? Download. So once you will go on Putty download, you will get this putty.org website, right? Putty.org website. Once you will go on putty.org, you will get Putty options, download Putty, right? So many options is there. So what you have to do, you have to do download this one, download Putty, right? Once you will click on download Putty, you will see these options here. There are so many Putty options is there. So let's understand this one also. So if you want installer, right? Just like if you want to install Putty on your system, you can use this MSI downloader. And if you want to use a binary one directly, so you can download this one putty.exe. So this you don't have to install putty.exe. You don't have to install. You just download it and place anywhere in the system and start using, right? So just like I have downloaded, I can just once access it and you will able to access this putty. So you will get this prompt, right? So I already have downloaded putty in my system. So I can just enter it. So I see the putty, that same putty which I have downloaded, putty.org. And right after downloading, you have to just double click on that file. You will get this prompt, right? After this, what you have to do, you have to type your server IP, right? So how you will get the server IP? As we see, right? How you can see server IP? If you have a graphical mode installed, you can simply go in the setting and you can see the server IP from here, right? Setting, and from here you can see the server IP. This is the
Yes,
IP
right.
address, right? And if you don't have a graphical mode, then you have to just open a terminal right? How you can open a terminal? Right click here and you will see the terminal here. So here what you have to do, command if config, right? If config is the command which you have to run to see the IP address. So if you will see, there are multiple things. So as you remember, the name of your Ethernet is this ENP0S3. So what IP is given here? This one, right? INET. In front of INET, that is your IP address. So you can be confused here. Here's there are so many options there, just like what is 0, right? LO. So LO is a loop back. In every system, you will get this IP. Means for every system, locally they will have a local address. So 192.168, sorry, 127.0.0.1. This will be the loop back address. And word 0. So word 0 is a temporary address provided for the, right, we bridged adapter, right? What zero means virtual BR means bridged adapter, and the first one is this one ENP. So this is the main LAN address which are used to communicate in your system. So this is the first option. Second option, you can use IP space A command. You can use IP space A command. Here also you will get your Ethernet address and you will get your IP. And third option is you can use host name space hyphen capital I, right? Host name space hyphen capital I command. So here you will get your IP address very easily. The first IP address will be your IP address, right? Your system IP address. So if you run host name hyphen I command, you will get your IP address. You are able to see terminal properly or not, guys?
Yes, yes, we can see properly.
Or need to increase the font? Let me see. Okay.
No, it is okay for us.
Okay, so if it is okay, that's fine. Then you have to run hostname hyphen I. So these three commands you can remember to just like see the IP address of any Linux host. So any means any, either it is Ubuntu, either it is CentOS, or either it is any. Out of these three commands, at least one command will work for you, right? It's not mandatory you will have all the commands, but at least one command will work for you, right? Why? Because in graphical mode they install so many packages, so all three command works. But when you will have a just like a server installation, maybe you cannot have all the commands there, right? You have to install it separately if you require. So out of these three, any command will work. But now you have find out the IP address of the server. You understand how you can find out the IP address, right? So now you have find out the IP address. So just minimize this and go on putty, right? So here now you are in the putty. So inside the host number, you have to type IP address of the server 192.168.1.200. This is the of server, and you have to just click after putting the IP address. You have to just click open and accept. You have to accept this, and here it is asking for the what username. So now
Username.
which user you have created? You have created two users, right?
Users.
You have created two users. So you can just like you can simply give username which you have created on system. So let's
Like
say,
Mike, we can.
right, you have created Mike also. You can give Mike password RedHat,
RedHat.
right? So if Mike is enabled or access, so it is saying access denied. Okay, that's fine. Just close this and open new session and just use the NS Cloud, the first user which we created, NS Cloud, and see if we are able to access. So see, now we are able to access that successfully, right, on the server.
Why second one is showing the error of the permissions?
Yeah, that we can check. All right, maybe that user was not enabled properly when we.
Okay. That I think that was not created successfully.
Yeah, right. So that can be a issue. Appearance change. So see also this. So see, it's looking very small font, right? So you are
No,
not,
it is
it's
okay
not
for us.
visible properly, but when you will see in video, maybe you will not see properly. So how you can increase the font? You can right click on white panel and go in change setting. Inside the change setting, you will have a appearance, right? Inside appearance, you will have font setting and change. So you can just use 20, 22 and click OK. Apply. So now you have bigger font, right? Just give me a minute. Hmm. Okay. All right. So now you have access your server through remote successfully, right? So this is how you can access your server remote through putty. So it's not only the same server, you can access any server through remote. So see here, you don't have a graphical view, right? What you have only terminal. So you have to perform each and every task from this terminal only, right? You have to complete everything on this terminal, right? And it's very interesting, you can understand, right? So now we have logged in with which user? nscloud. This is the
Cloud user.
username, right? Now if you do want to see what file and folder is there, what you can do, you can use ls command here. You will
This
see the desktop, document, downloads, music, picture, and right. So this is the right means if you want to list out what is there, then you can use ls command. Ls means list, right?
list command showing the directory from the home.
Right. So when you will get all this infrastructure, just like all the structure, you will get this structure only if you have created any user and access that user through graphics. Then only you will able to see this and graphical user is there, right? So you understand how you can access any Linux server.
Yes.
And let's suppose if you want to access another server, you can click on the white putty and you can create a new session and you will get new browser again and you can again 192.168.1.201, right? 201, right? Let's suppose you have another server than two. So you can access n number of server through this new session, right? And if you want to access same server with another user, again you can use the same thing with another user. So maybe let's see if root is allowed from remotely. Yeah, see, root is also allowed from remotely. So I am able to log in with root again. And on this session, we have login with nscloud, right? Two session is connected. So if you run who command, you will see how many user are currently connected and login on the server. You can simply see here. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 session is there, right? 4 session is there. So you can understand here. The first one, it's saying login on screen means you have login graphical mode, right? So
Yes.
if you remember, we already logged in on this server graphically, right? Second is TTY2. TTY2 means you have access a physical terminal on server. So if you will go here on server here, if you just click enter, see root, with root login you have logged in. So if you open it, you will see one terminal is also running inside this, right? Means you have this one is screen. This is the physical screen. It is saying login screen, right? And this one is showing TTY2. So if you will log out from there, see, if you will just close this terminal, if you will close this terminal, exit, if you will close this terminal and run who command again, so still it is showing, but login session is not removed. So let's do one thing. Let's log out from this user. Log out, log out, log out. Yeah. So we have logged out from the user, and see, let's run who command now. See, that 2 session is removed, right? Now still we have 2 sessions. So one is login on this terminal and another is login with this terminal. One is from nscloud and another one is from root. Understand? This you understand properly how you can access your root, which you have created. So don't have to worry and don't have to work graphically. Once you just create server and just check what is the IP address, and after that minimize it and start access that everything on the terminal, right? On this one. So let's suppose on this putty, if you want to copy anything, let's suppose you want to copy this download documents, right? So what you will do, once you will double click on this, it will be selected, and once you will select it, it will be copied. You don't have to right click and copy, or you have press Ctrl+C or anything, right? It will be copied automatically. When you will select anything, it will be copied, right? You can just like click and select like this also, and or else you will double click on it, it will be selected. And if you want to paste, you can just right click on the screen, it will be pasted. Okay, it will paste, right?
What should we do to paste the copied content folder?
Right click, just right click.
Okay.
Just like, let's suppose I'm just I wanted to copy this content which is written here documents, right? So what I will do, I have to select it, document. So once you will select, it will be copied automatically, right? And when you have to paste, just like you can just right click on the terminal, it will be pasted. Understand how to copy and paste from putty?
Yes.
Great. So let's suppose I wanted to see what is there inside the desktop. So what I will do, ls, and then I will use desktop, right? Desktop, and see, nothing is there in the desktop of nscloud user. All right. How you can switch user. So right now, see, nscloud is a normal user. He don't have a super user privilege. So he cannot run any system related task, right? Means configuration related task. So you have to see how you can switch user in Linux, right? You log in with nscloud and now you wanted to switch with another user, right? How you will do that? su hyphen and that username from which user you want to log in. So let's suppose I wanted to log in with, right? So I will type su. So what is the full form of su? Switch user, right? Space hyphen and then username. So I just wanted to log in with root and enter. It will ask password and you can log in. So you don't have to create a new session, just like I created a login here on the terminal, right? You don't have to log in, right? You can log in with any user, and after login, you can switch with any user anytime as per your requirement. Understand?
Yes.
Okay. So let me do one thing. So now let me just access this same server. Now you understand how you can access server through putty. Understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let me stop this sharing and go on my another computer and just show you how you can access. So this is in same situation when you have your server on same, just like you have installed your virtual box on the same server and you wanted to access same server through your own physical server, right? Means physical computer laptop through putty, you can access this. Now, if you want to access your server through any remote server, right? Any remote server means, let's suppose I have another system which is MacBook, right? I wanted to access from my MacBook to this server. So how I will access? So let me share my screen. Able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
That means both the system are connected with the help of the Wi-Fi or
Yes,
network.
both systems are connected with same Wi-Fi network, right?
Okay, if it is connected with same Wi-Fi address, then we can access the
Right. Right. So let's understand. What is my IP address? If config, if I run if config here, and I will see. So what is my IP address? Local API EN3, right? So not there, not there. EN0. So see, this is my physical. So what is the IP address of my laptop? 192.168.4, right? This is my IP address of my lab, just like MacBook. And what was the IP for server? That was 192.168.1.200, right? So let's suppose I just wanted, so this is MacBook. So in MacBook, by default, you will get terminal. You don't have to install putty. Understand?
Okay.
Yes.
Let's suppose you have any another client which is Linux operating system. So in Linux operating system also, by default, you will get terminal. You don't have to install putty, or you don't need any third-party application to run command or as such, right? So through Mac, how we will access that server, or from any Linux server, how we will access any remote server. So for that, what you have to do, you have to run command SSH. So this is the command, right? SSH space username, right? nscloud @192.168.1.200. So this is the IP of server. First one is the username. At means on which server you are trying to access, right? So on this 200 server, we have created user nscloud. So either you can use nscloud, and if you want to log in with root, you can use root like this, right? So let's log in with nscloud access. So when you will log in on any server for the very first time, you will get this message, host identification, right? So you will get this message. So here you have to type yes, right? You have to type yes. And after that, it will ask the password, and just give your password and your system is logged in. So now I am in my MacBook and my server is running somewhere. So you can assume, doesn't matter it is running just nearby me, or it is running on the cloud, or it is running on the US. Doesn't matter, right? If any server is hosted anywhere, you will get IP address. So there are two kind of IP address. One is private IP address. One is public IP address. So
This is the private IP address, right?
right. So private IP address is that IP address which is connected through your local network, means a Wi-Fi modem. So you will, everyone, if you will check IP address of your system, you will also get this kind of IP address only, 192.168. This last digit can be changed, but in most places you will get this IP, right? 192.168. But if you will have a public IP, so public IP means you can access that server from anywhere in the world, right? So now we have connected. So you just assume if you have a server and you have IP address, right? Now I have connected that server on my system without any issue. So I can work on it now. Okay. Great. So till here you understand?
Yes.
Right. Great. So let's understand the Linux basic, all right? Basic Linux, what you have to do. So first you understand how to access a Linux server, right? So you can access Linux server through SSH, and putty is the SSH client. Understand? If you have a Windows, then you will require a putty. Some other application is also there, just like mputty and mputty is there, mobax term is there, but all that application run over the putty only, right? The session will create a putty session.
Can we use the command prompt in the Windows?
No, in Windows, you will not able to use the command prompt, but yeah, if you have a PowerShell, you can use PowerShell to SSH.
Okay.
Right? Just like if you have a PowerShell, let me just check. You have a PowerShell.
I think PowerShell is a part of the Windows. Sometimes it is already installed in our system.
Yeah, it is there. So let me share it also. So this, the PowerShell also is also a part of Windows, right? So you can also use PowerShell if you want to log in. So how? SSH root or any username, whatever username you have created, 192.168.1.200, and then same like in terminal. See, now you logged in on server, right?
That means we can use the PowerShell in the Windows system.
Yes.
Okay.
You can use the PowerShell too if you want to access. But why people not use PowerShell on this? Because in PowerShell, some feature will not work, like just like copy paste not work like that, right, properly.
Okay.
But
Okay.
people are not familiar with PowerShell. They think, oh, this is the something else. All right. So
Okay.
in
Good.
putty they have a multiple features, right? And later on when we will learn so many things, then you will understand the putty. All right, say that you have a tunnel option, you have just like so many other options is there in putty also. So it's totally depend on you. It's not mandatory or not advised by anyone what thing you will use. You can use PowerShell, you can use putty, you can use any SSH client, or you can use terminal to connect any server. Just you have to connect. That's it, right? You have to connect. You understand the basic how you can access it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. So now just let me stop it. just just give me a minute, please.